feel good about that one. Hell yeah. And the church music. We now know what the whole season has been building up to. It's just been teasing. Each of the characters, I see why Wilson Fisk is a big part of the show, and this episode really made it super obvious to you that they are parallel to each other. They are going on the same path of becoming who they truly are. Matt is Daredevil. Wilson Fisk is Kingpin. And I think the politics that Kingpin's been dealing with really drove him over the edge, especially Swordsman talking to him. It really, and all the rich people, he did not like being talked to that way. He's used to being the king. He's used to being the top dog. He thought that maybe getting into politics would put him there. Turns out he's just kind of beneath them. Not beneath them, but I mean, he's out in 4 years. They stay the same. So going off that and stuff with Vanessa and Adam, stuff with Luca, who we now know was running the gang of episode 5 for some reason. We don't know why, other than, I guess, because he had a debt to pay. So since Luca had a debt to pay, they tried to rob the bank to get that crazy diamond to pay Wilson and Vanessa back. Yeah, that makes sense. That was another great episode. We talked about it a little bit, but that was, again, like, teasing Matt into, like, being who he really is again. And then episode 6, he literally just, I think he says, fuck it. I have to rewatch it, but I think he just says, like, screw it. He tried calling 911. What's her name? Angela Del Toro. So Angela, I don't like how compacted the story is here. I feel like they maybe would have been better off teasing out the next week, but I understand why they had the release this week. This was the build up for 5 episodes, teasing who these two characters are. You literally saw Kingpin twitching because he was just so, like, ready. He's going to use the special task force kind of as his goons, as his gang per se, his legal gang. It needed that, yeah. It needed the build up. It needed this momentum. I would say this episode brings everything into fruition. It put me into better spirits and to more confidence that they're able to finish out the season and maybe the next season well. Because the action at the end of this episode 6 was awesome. It was awesome. Long shots, brutal fights. You can see that Muse is outmatched, but he's still a pretty good fighter. And then the fight with Kingpin, it is, you hear the music, you hear the choir, you even hear Matt. This episode really brought him back to Christ, brought him back to that. So he was praying at the very beginning, which again, this entire season hasn't prayed. He's been standing outside the church. He hasn't been Daredevil. He really hasn't been himself. So this, and then what's crazy too is I think episode 5 kind of talking to the Irishman, it kind of reminded him who he is. You know, they're like, it was kind of lame, but they were like, little orphan boy from a church. Where's your family from, boy lad? I don't know. That's my Irish accent. That kind of, again, reminded him who he is. He said, I'm a Murdoch. He said, he got the devil in him. You know, as he said in episode 1, the Murdoch's got the devil in him. So it's time to let the devil out. And that's what episode 6 really was. Like I said, I could have ended episode 6 with Angela getting taken and then like him jumping off the roof and it could have cut. That probably would have pissed people off. I think this is going to be a people pleaser. This episode is going to be having a lot of people just like me very excited because it's a payoff. It's a release. It is, you know, I didn't feel the tension. I don't feel like the tension of this season was built up very well. I wish that there was more and more clues at what Muse was doing. Muse is always behind the scenes and it seemed like he always kept doing the same pieces. So probably because it was all CG and that's how you do it on the cheap. I feel like it could have been better built and then having him investigate how to get to him. It all felt really quick. The ending felt very quick. Angela getting down there. him getting Matt getting down there, all very, very quick. So if we're talking about pacing, we're talking about stuff like that. That's something that I wish we had, maybe even just 10, 15 more minutes of Matt tracking them down. You know, the ticking clock. I didn't feel the ticking clock, especially with her body being basically drained of life force, let's say. That could have been the ticking clock. That could have been more and more tension, more and more build up, and it wasn't there as much as I wanted it to. But the release was good. The release was good. The action was great. I like the way it was shot. It's kind of crazy in the Muse Den. It's the season 1 and 2 and 3 of Daredevil TV show kind of lighting. Very yellow, green aesthetic versus the new season right here shot on anamorphic with a more blue, modern, clean tone. So you do get the sense of juxtaposition between his normal, clean lawyer life and the dirty, grimy Daredevil life. So dig that there. I'm glad it's back. It looked good. Everything looked good. It looked a little bit of Halloween-y when you see the camera just points up and there's bodies hanging there. Like, okay, we get it. We get it. But I am a happy lad. I am a happy fan. I dig it. We got 3 episodes left. Muse is still out there. Adam is still in there, but he just got his butt whooped, and so did Muse. And Muse now knows that he has people going after him. So it looks like we have a couple of issues still hanging around. Now we have the task force, which is under Kingpin's control. What are they going to do? Are they really going to go after Muse? It sounds like they're going to go after any and all vigilantes. It's a vigilante task force. So we have them, and we still have Muse out there. So there's the two conflicts for the last 3 episodes. Yeah, I hope you guys like it. Not much to say. I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy comic fan. I like it. So that is my thoughts on episode 5 and 6. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. Did you like it? Not like it? Everything in between. And if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. Really does help out the channel get pushed out to new people. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. See you next week.